they prevented them not to, see Nnamdi Kanu. And because of, and I know Ejimako is saying this, so that maybe it's because of the way Nnamdi Kanu refused that the judgment will not continue because they did not respect the laws, they did not respect their own laws, and so on and so forth, all those things. So this afternoon, I have some people in the house. Here with me is Pastor Van. Good afternoon, my brother. Thanks for joining me. And I have another of my brother Isaac. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining me. Happy Sunday to you all. If you are not a Christian, happy weekend to you all, or happy new week to say. And today is my birthday. I'm 34 years today. You see, we have a lot of time to continue in this struggle. I'm still young. I'm not like you. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Good afternoon. So as I said before, please, those who cannot join through the stream can also give us a call to, to join us and answer some questions. So I think Pastor Vam, thanks for joining us. You don't need more introduction. You are everywhere on social media, but you have a lot of questions to answer. Also, our brother that comes to life, Brother Isaac, once you are here, you have a lot of questions to answer. And I will ask Pastor Van. Let me start from you. Gowon, who led the Nigeria and Biafra war in 1970s, he is 89 years old and he is relocating out of Nigeria to London. This is the man who fought and killed a lot of people just to keep the boundary, artificial boundary, that the how would I say it? I will not say Europeans, I will not say the new colonies, but I don't know the adjective to qualify these people. They came to your land, conquer you, turn you into slave, draw boundary for you. And after they left, they planted people who came and started killing to defend the borders. And after everything Gowon did, here we are in 2024. Gowon is running out of Nigeria at 89 years, relocating to London. And don't forget that the British said that after the war, that Gowon brought half of the Central Bank of Nigeria's money to, to UK. I have the video. It is everywhere in the publication. So the UK government, they are not lying. After all, it's their bank. Even though they are complicit, both Gowon and them, all of their hands have been soaked with blood. So the first question I'm going to ask you, what could make Gowon to leave Nigeria at 89 years?
A lot of things are in my mind, but I know exactly what is happening. But the question is, Gowon, why are you running? Why are you running? And another thing is that it is just to make sure that our prayers are answered. That is why Gowon must run. Because Gowon must run because he has to be alive. As I'm talking to you now, there are prayer warriors everywhere praying for Gowon to be alive. Our Prime Minister declared a prayer mountain for Gowon because Gowon must be alive to see the declaration of Biafra. And if Gowon is in Nigeria, I am telling you, with what is happening in Nigeria, even those that are supposed to live 10 years more, their years and days are shortened already, especially those that are one Nigerianists. There is this spiritual guide or preservation that God have put around those that hate Nigeria, that do not like Nigeria. Because if you do not love Nigeria, then that means your life is secured in the hands of Chukwokike, and then you will do everything to protect yourself also. But when you love Nigeria, I bet you with my 10 fingers and my 10 toes, Nigeria will happen to you. So because Gowon loves Nigeria...
Is it a crime to love Nigeria?
Yeah. It's a crime. Now, when you love Nigeria, your lifespan will definitely reduce. So if Gowon remains in Nigeria, he's not going to live beyond this year. But definitely he has to run. He has a few days more to live, and he must see Biafra. Our Prime Minister told us that we must pray for Gowon to see the declaration of Biafra. That particular thing he fought against, that Biafra he fought against, that truth that he refused to speak, the truth that people like Danjuma have been speaking. Danjuma, who fought against Biafra, have told these people that the military, they collude. that there are terrible things they do in that country that if you are dependent on the military, you will lose your life. But Gowon keeps saying, otherwise. But today he's running. He has to be safe until after December 2nd, because Biafra will be declared on December 2nd, redeclared on December 2nd, and Biafrans will defend that land.
All right. I will ask you a question about this declaration of Biafra and the whole controversy surrounding it, because there has been a lot of controversy. Thank God you are here. I'm going to ask you the question. I think you are the right person that will answer the question. And but other people are saying that because of insecurity, Plateau and Jos, I think Gowon is from Jos, right? Plateau and Jos, all these areas are insecurity ravaged areas. So people are asking questions like, is it because of insecurity that made him to leave Nigeria? Because as I speak to you, many villages have been deserted. You can see on the stream, these are people's villages, ancestral homes. Their crime is just because they came from Nigeria and they came from these particular areas. And nobody is talking about all these things. You understand? Nobody is talking about them. These are people's homes. These people did not commit any crime. These people did not, do anything bad that is contrary to the natural justice and equity. Their crime is that God created them in a place they amalgamated into Nigeria and called them Nigeria. So all these terrorists, they came, they called themselves bandits, they came, they sacked them out of their community. So people are asking questions. Is it because of all this insecurity? Is that the main reason why Gowon left Nigeria? It's just a question.
Now, insecurity definitely is part of it. And another thing is that at the age that he is right now, anything could happen to him, and he can never get Medicare that will sustain him in Nigeria. Even the best of the best in Nigeria of medical facilities cannot be compared with what you even have in South Africa or in anywhere in Western in Europe. So that's also, but insecurity is also part of it. Talking about insecurity, they might think he is in Abuja or in Lagos. I'm telling you that the insecurity is growing like wildfire, and it is spreading even down to the urban areas right now. The insecurity is going to urban areas. One of our brothers that traveled down, to that part of the world, it didn't take how many days he was kidnapped. I'm sure he was in a very secure and a safe place. And then the truth is that Nigeria is completely insecure. So, and also Gowon knows that there's no way he can get Medicare to keep him alive in the zoo, because some of them, they don't even want to die. Actually, they want to continue to live even while others are dying. You see, their current president, he's always flying to France and all what have you. In Aso Rock, they say they have a clinic that they invest billions upon billions every tenure, but there's no paracetamol in their
not every tenure, every year, because every budget money reflects billions of naira reflected. It used to reflect. It reflected last year, last 2 years, last 3 years for the same Aso Rock clinic that they don't have paracetamol. But that is another topic. Brother Isaac, you need to unmute yourself. You see, the chief of army officer, he came on 25th of September to tell us that we have only 2 million security personnel in Nigeria, both the custom, the army, the police, the civil defense, and so on and so forth. That these 2 million can't give security to 200 million people. That is number one military man telling you that they can't defend you. And Nigerians don't know what that means. Nigerians are playing with it. Nigerians are just trying to take this thing for granted. And another thing about this is that most of these people now, he said they are 2 million. Most of them are terrorists. I have proof of what I'm saying, in the sense that terrorists have infiltrated into the Nigerian army. Terrorists have infiltrated them because they induct Boko Haram members. They call them repentant Boko Haram and they put them inside them. And those people, in a way wrong, they will sabotage everything. Just for example, take a look at this video now. This is a military officer who was stealing ammunition, bundes to go and sell to the bandits, and he was a repentant Boko Haram member. Take a look.
It is ammunition. Oh, but talk what still my ammunition. That one not one. It's still my SF clothes. That one not one. It's still my fragmental jacket. Muna see na 17 like this now. You say 4 magazine. Your this thing by you. 4 magazine. 4 magazine 9. You want talk to all of us. If I'm no forward. If I'm no forward. The same unit. The same 35 battalion. One of us. All of us. 35 battalion. We don't lose guard. See under 8 div. See mo. Senior man, last couple of Nigerian army. If army don't do anything. What is it for you? Na magazine. It is your magazine. Yes, it is your magazine. 30 rounds. 30 rounds. Go there. They are mountain inside jacket. You go sell and go give bandits. See you go sell and go give bandits.
Zoo. You know, say that man now, that these people that brought this thing out, watch the news very soon. You will hear that man they are trying to punish now will be the one that will be free. Those people that exposed him, they will court-martial them and dismiss them.
That is just it. That is just it. Anyway, Brother Isaac, the question is over to you. And the question is this. What do you think people should do if the army said that from the north, not only people in the southeast, not only people in the southwest or south, that they don't have the capacity to protect Nigerians? What do you think that people in Nigeria should do? No, we can't hear you. You have to be audible. You have to be audible. We can't hear you. It sounded very, very poor. Okay, I can hear you, but very, very little.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Maybe he did not activate his volume.
You have to activate your volume over there. Activate your volume so that we can hear you.
He has to go out. He has to go out and come back in and make sure that he accepts audio. You have to accept
audio, yeah.
You have to go out, come back again.
Come back again.
Accept the audio before you
yes.
to speak.
Yeah. So now before he comes back, because this question is for him, let's begin to talk about the issue of Fanloid McCall and legend about what the DSS was doing. And people were saying what Nnamdi Kanu did during the court proceedings last time, it wasn't a bad thing. So before he returns back, let us visit what Nnamdi Kanu said during the court proceedings last session.
Not very well. There's a lot of insecurity happening.
Okay, but health-wise, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm surviving.
We can talk about
Which one?
We're here for the judicial proceeding.
The political solution now, we are waiting for federal government.
Did you ask for the proceedings the last day?
Absolutely.
We're here for the judicial proceedings.
We're here for the...
We can address the other one.
I'll do that later. And we have written a letter to them that they have not replied.
Okay, no problem.
They've not responded. Yes, they have not responded. I met with Attorney General as a... And mind you, the political solution was a solution actually suggested by the Supreme Court. Then the judgment. And most of you journalists should take time to go through some of these judgments and then come to the rulings. Go through all the rulings and the judgments. You know we have no case to answer. Very well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Not very well, just surviving.
So, quick question. The last time we were in court, you talked about out-of-court settlement. You wouldn't mind. So, has that made any progress towards that regard in terms of...
my lawyers have been about to actually tell you that.
But you've been able to meet with them after that particular day?
Have you dealt with this very issue?
No.
Which one?
As to what she has asked earlier, just being telling is known that she is one of the senior judges in this court.
Yes.
What if,
and I have respect and love for her. She knows.
What if this case comes back to her? Because she said no.
This is not possible. This persecution of the Igbo people, this orchestrated, almost global persecution of the people, stops with me. It cannot happen. It can never happen. That is why we do what we do. That is why I do what I do. I am campaigning for the freedom of my people because of the persecution that we are facing. Yes. It's as simple as that. Nothing more, nothing less. Yes. Thank you very much. You will understand the vacuousness, the emptiness of all the charges against me. Okay. They kept switching the charges. Yes. They said I committed this crime in England, isn't it? Yes. I made a broadcast in England. Yes. And in 9 charges leveled against me, this place where I committed this crime was London, United Kingdom. Yes. When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. They removed it. I told them that no court in Nigeria has jurisdiction to try me. Because since this offense was committed in England, so they said, it's only a UK court that can give a Nigerian court the authority to proceed, isn't it? Yes. Based on that, they removed London. Based on that, they now amended the charge again and removed London. Location of the broadcast. Location of the broadcast. Contrary to section 196? 174 of the Terrorism Prevention Act 2022. In violation of their own laws. In violation of their own laws. And you want me to stand trial under such circumstances? Is that possible? Nnamdi Kanu to stand trial where these shenanigans are going on? It's not possible. Because
all right. I hope our brother is on here. We can see you. You can on your camera so that we'll see you. So one thing is sure: once you know your rights, once you stand up to the truth, you will be declared an enemy. So what Nnamdi Kanu is saying there is that, look at, you can't try me. It's not Nnamdi Kanu you will try in this manner. You can try with other people, but not me. And they asked him, you have been here getting to 4 years. Why can't you just follow up with them and make sure that they finish everything? He said he has stayed there for 4 years, then the 5th year will not kill him. That is a man that knows what he's talking about and what he's saying. And for so many people who are in Nigeria who don't even understand what Nnamdi Kanu is doing, you might be seeing him that, oh, Nnamdi Kanu is just stubborn. He's just stubborn. It's just because of his people. No, it is because of you as well. It is because of you. When Sowore first said that he want to carry out revolution in Nigeria, they arrested him. But today, everybody is now shouting revolution, revolution. Both people in APC now, they are saying they need revolution. But you know one thing, that revolution, they will not see it now until they have suffered for what they sow, because whatever a man sow, you will reap. So until we begin to reap what we sow to the end, we will not be able to wake up from this number.
Yeah, Mazo Kocha, please permit me to outline this. When Mazin Nnamdi Kanu said, I have spent 4 years here, and not that the 5th one will not kill me. What does he go out to show? He goes out to show that this is not a man desperate to come out and be free. He's a man desperate to free his people, no matter how long it takes. Because many of the people that are portraying themselves as lovers of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu and that are telling us what you are doing is going to jeopardize Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's position. They will not set him free. You cannot see that Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is not desperate to be free. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, he himself is not desperate to be free. He is desperate for Biafra to be free. Put this on record. So you understand that this man, if he is desperate to be free, for him, like the journalists of the zoo, those brown envelope journalists that doesn't understand what freedom means. For them, freedom means themselves. That's why you will see one politician will steal money and he will be eating it with his family while others are suffering. Freedom for them is personal. But for him, freedom is for his own country, his own people. Like Jesus Christ died for the world. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu put his life out for Biafrans. So for him, he is ready to remain there as long as it takes, so far as his people will be free. So if he comes out tomorrow and his people are not free, he would rather remain in there. Because the reason why he was in there is for his people to be free. And that's why when they told him, don't you think it will delay? He told them that delaying doesn't mean anything to me. What means a lot to me is justice being served at the end. If Mandela spent 27 years in prison, what justifies it is that at the end of the day, South Africa got their independence. That all the people they call freedom fighters in this war, that they fought freedom and did everything. What actually put icing on the cake is that at the end of the day, they got the freedom they are fighting for. It doesn't matter how long they suffer. But for some of our African people, Simon Ekpa is causing trouble. He's destroying. He will jeopardize Nnamdi Kanu's position. Nnamdi Kanu is ready to put his position on the line as long as Biafrans are yet to be free.
Now let me ask you a question. I have a lot of questions in my inbox now, and these questions are directed to you. First of all, the insecurity in the Southeast. The other time, Hope Uzodinma came to Channels Television, and when he came to Channels Television, he talks about the insecurity in the Southeast. So I'm going to ask you a question with the question the people asked here and the question Hope Uzodinma answered on Channels Television. Okay. So on Channels Television, Hope Uzodinma said this. So we are going to just listen to him, and I will use it to ask questions of what these people are asking you. Let's take a listen to what he said.
I told you times without number in Imo State. Some of the cases of banditry here are politically contrived. Some are the real attacks by bandits. So I think that the kind of politics with bitterness that is going on in the state and some part of this region should really be condemned. And that is why we have decided to embark on both kinetic and non-kinetic approach.
Is there any reason, perhaps IG or yourself as a government in Imo State discovered behind the direct assault on security agents or agencies or the Nigerian police force in Imo State? Any reason behind that? Why are they doing that?
Well, it is not limited to Imo State alone. Of course, you can see the wave of banditry across the country today. There's banditry in the northern part of the country, banditry in the southern part of the country, banditry also in the eastern part of the country. But there are peculiarities state by state. Some of these crimes are being supported. Recall that 2 years ago when this thing started in Imo State, when the bandits attack police stations, as they're leaving from the scene of crime, people will be clapping for them. People will be laughing with them. So the people took this thing as if it was a kind of entertainment. But incrementally, lives were lost. Incrementally, assets were destroyed. Incrementally, police stations were destroyed and burnt down. Individual homes, some targeted politicians were also, their houses were burnt. So we took personal interest to begin to investigate the reason behind this. I told you times without number in Imo State. Some of the cases of banditry here are politically contrived. Some are the real attacks by bandits. So I think that the kind of politics with bitterness that is going on in the state and some part of this region should really be condemned. And that is why we have decided.
As we can't find where waiting happen.
All right, so I have to stop. I have to stop it there.
Yeah, okay.
I have to stop it, and the reason why I stop it there is because I have seen what I'm looking for. What I am looking for is Hope Uzodinma said they did an investigation, they carried out investigation, and they discovered that the reason why, he said some of them are because of banditry anyway, but the reason why security is in Imo State and some part of the South is because of politics of bitterness. Now, a lot of people have said that the IPOBs or the ESN or people who are agitating are the reason why insecurity are there in the Southeast. But this is a governor saying it is because of politics of bitterness.
Exactly.
Then, secondly, this is a commissioner of police in Zamfara State. Listen to what he said. I'm trying to connect some dots before I will ask you the question.
Go ahead.
We can say now banditry is an industry in Zamfara State. Last month, we arrested a member of the State House of Assembly in banditry here in Zamfara State. We arrested a district head we also as well arrested a former local government chairman. So you can see that involvement of this class of people in banditry is more making the situation to become more and more complex. So in essence, I can say that all caliber of people now are involved. All manner of people.
All right. This is the commissioner of police. This is a security agent. A commissioner of police in Zamfara State is saying that they arrested a House of Assembly member, a lawmaker who is a bandit. They arrested local government chairman and so on and so forth. And Hope Uzodinma is telling you that politicians, again, is because of politics of bitterness that is causing insecurity in the Southeast. How can we justify when people say that people who are agitating are causing insecurity?
Thank you. You can now see that people who are, when they say people who are agitating are causing insecurity, you will now find out who are the people saying it. Who are the people saying it? That means it's the people that have some selfish interest, or who are actually part of the instruments that the political criminals are using. Because when you now imagine that people that claim they are fighting for Biafra, suddenly you hear them saying Samaneka is causing trouble in the Southeast. What do you call it? What do they don't even, they say IPOB, the other wing, they call it a wing of IPOB, and the one causing the fraction. But you see, the politicians themselves are saying they're not even, Hope Uzodinma is not even blaming IPOB. He's not even targeting the IPOB. He said it is politicians, politics of envy, or politics of
bitterness.
Politics of bitterness. You understand? But he knows what is happening. It is not about politics of bitterness. He knows that what is causing insecurity, are the invited terrorists that are in Biafra land. The terrorists in Biafra, the army, Nigerian army in Biafra land, they are the ones. And those that are taking care of them are those that are actually securing our land. Who are they? We, the Biafra Liberation Army, our men on ground, are the ones taking care of them. And so when people begin to call us that are warding away or stopping this incoming of the terrorist army into Biafra land, when they call us terrorists, you will know that they are those people calling us terrorists, or those people calling us that we are causing insecurity, are the ones actually working with these political criminals. They are the ones, because we have not. There is nowhere you will see that Biafra Liberation Army have gone after citizens, because when Biafra Liberation Army go on the streets, they are even being welcomed. People play with them. It is when the Nigerian army are on the streets that people run away. You see them shooting sporadically into houses. You see them, buying people.
Okay. Now the question I want to ask you: do you think that without all this gun, without all this war, that the Biafra restoration will not happen?
Come again, my little boy was distracting me.
Okay. I said, do you think that maybe if there is no war, if there is no fight and all those things, do you think that Biafra restoration will not come?
No, the Biafra restoration, whichever way, whether they come with war or they come with fight or they allow it to come in peace, whichever way, Biafra restoration must come. It is something that we have determined. And the truth is that nobody is calling for war. Nobody is calling for war. There is nowhere you will see our PM calling for war or somebody calling for war. They are the ones that are insisting that the Nigeria unity is not negotiable. You understand? And when they say it's not negotiable, it means that when we decide to protect our land, they come after us. And when they come after us, we will protect our land. If nobody comes after Biafra for our restoration, we have called for referendum. They didn't want to give us that chance. Then we have to go to follow the international law, and by international diplomacy, we have gone on our self-referendum, and which everyone that understands what is playing out have accepted it. And now we have more than 50 million votes. So if with that alone, nobody wants to listen to us, and then we declare Biafra and they don't want to face it, they come for war. No, we are not afraid for war. So whether by war or by peace, Biafra must come, whichever way. So
okay, now you are not. If you ask any Yoruba man, any Hausa man, including the Efik, the Ibibios, the most that will be better for them. That is what they believe. They divide Nigeria to be better for them. Then I think you still believe the same thing. But the question I'm going to ask you, what gives you more passion? Why do you spend 90% of your time talking about this issue of Biafra and so on and so forth? What motivates you?
What every day you see what is happening in Nigeria, our motivation increases. You know, most of the time when I even watch your program, your analysis are top notch. You bring out the true things that are happening in Nigeria that the mainstream media in Nigeria are not bringing out. You bring out the real thing that will make you know that Nigeria, there is nothing that will save it. Even recently on your station, you played one of the videos that even Showore himself admitted that election cannot save Nigeria. So what else will motivate me? So while they are going to the polls and talking about election, even Showore that kept talking about election is now telling the people that election will not save Nigeria. So that means my motivation grows more. So because if we are calling that, look, let everybody go their separate ways and they are coming after us to kill us, that means we are going to fight to make sure we have our freedom. So
all right, let's listen to that video you just mentioned. Let's see his concept and intention.
I was arrested in 2019 before revolution. It still happened. Yeah. I was restricted to Abuja. We still made NSAS happen. So I was not in Nigeria, and bad governance happened. So I'm not even big deal anymore in this struggle. Yeah. You guys have become more radical than myself. So anybody that is wasting his time plotting some plots, you are just wasting your time, because Nigerians have reached a point where they are no longer afraid of death. Yes. Because the Tinubu regime has killed us with economic policies, with political policies. And those people who still believe that election can solve their problem, they saw it in Edo State yesterday. They packaged the election. The outcome had been determined, brought Wike's cousin to come organize the election. How do you expect you to win the election? Bring the former commissioner of police in Abuja, Bernard Igwe, to come and supervise the election, and you're expecting that the election will be free and fair. You are wasting your time. But the Nigerian people can decide that they want all this nonsense to end now. Yes. And all of
wow. That was from Omoyonde Showore. So Showore is saying that those who are hoping that election or political regime change can change anything in Nigeria, or they can term it as the hope of the people, that they are wasting their time. I think this is what I have been saying time with that number. I used to narrate to them that while growing up, my parents and my siblings who are older than me, I used to go with them to the polling booth, not because I am going to vote. But while reaching there, I see how everybody will vote. They will begin to thumbprint for PDP then. PDP is the ruling party. They will be thumbprinting for PDP, voiding AC votes, APC vote, any other vote, they will void it. I knew that our future is in danger. Everything happening today, I know it's going to happen. Tell me today, how can you move and go to polling units and you think that what you are going to vote or your will is going to bring change? People hate the truth. People don't want to understand the truth. But that will not prevent us not to say the truth. So,
Mazi Charles, do you know that even Sowore himself, going into the last election, he knew that there was no way election will solve the problem. But do you know why Sowore keeps coming back into the elections? He's always come back to make sure his presence is there. Because you know that there's no way those people will allow him. You know that there's no way anything like free and fair will happen. The only person that I know deliberately deceived Biafrans or deceived Nigerians is someone like Peter Obi, who already knew that Atiku is a criminal, Tinubu is a criminal, and these are the people he bowed to. And he went into the same election. That even though he saw the outcome of the election, he was, instead of taking the advantage to go for the revolution that would have ended everything once and for all, he was telling them, no, don't go and fight. He will go to court. Which court? And at the end of the day, look at what is happening. Now, Sowore have come out to tell them openly. He's not the only one. Adeyonju also said it recently that Nigeria is completely ruined and there is no way you can get it back. You can't say that. These are people that are hardcore political, instruments in Nigeria.
And let us listen to what Deji said, so that people will not just believe that you are just saying it.
It's on the nation. And I must also add that the productive sector of our economy are the young people. And these young people, they don't use siren, they don't use convoys, and also they are not even captured in the economic indices of our country. Let me give you a simple analogy how doomed this country is. You see, among the police, only 13,000 police officers are engaged in fighting banditry and terrorist activities. 13,000. But go to the first CID, go and check. You can even use FOI to check this. 130,000 are following big men up and down. 130,000 are following big men up and down. In the Senate alone, and that's Senate and House of Reps alone, there are 3,600 police people attached to these jobless senators and House of Rep people. Why will insecurity not persist in the country? If you see one small boy, just because he does Yahoo, he commands 4 or 5 policemen. That's why the country is fucked. I'm sorry to use the word, the F word. The country is doomed for real, and there's no coming back from it. Any nation where the police, the SSS, the army are subcontracted to politicians instead of policing the nation can never work. Forget about this cosmetic surgery and all these things. And believe me, as we are here, I can assure you that there are more than 200 conferences going on in Abuja right now. Nothing comes out of these conferences. Absolutely nothing. If you go to Merit House, if you go to Transcorp, if you go to Sheraton, if you go to Ibro Hotel, even here, I think there are about 4 or 5 conferences going on here today. These are conferences, you print conference material, they do flyer, they do banner, we are wasting time in this country. Nigeria needs active citizens who will just wake up early in the morning on a faithful Wednesday or Thursday or Friday and occupy the entire nation and demand for reform and demand that these armed robbers, these buccaneers who are in the National Assembly, that they must stop stealing. A situation where you have the national budget, and 80% of the national budget is stolen. Is stolen. Blatantly stolen. And you expect me, you tell me that things can work. A situation where in a country, somebody stands in a church and says, lion carried him on his back. And people actually believe. People believe. So how do you want such a nation to work? And again, can you really blame them? You can't blame them because go and check all nations of the earth where governments have failed, people turn to God and religion. That's why you see people. Are you not surprised that Nigerians are calling on God of Israel. Israel is calling on Iron Dome for protection. So, having said that, it's also important to say that if not for social media, where will we have been able to see the Akpabios of this world that will tell citizens and insult them that while you are protesting, I'll be eaten? You know, if not for social media, how would we have seen Yabelo resisting arrest by EFCC? If not for social media, how would we have been able to see the First Lady fooling around planting something in her backyard? And that is the only way to develop an economy. If not for social media, how will we have been able to know the abracadabra of Dangote and the NNPC and all their wuru-wuru? If not for social media, how will we have been able to see the miracle of Off Your Mic? You remember when the other man was accused of stealing 80-something billion naira, and he immediately they started asking him questions in the National Assembly. He fainted. You know, if not for social media, how will we have been able to see the exposure of tribal bigots online who tells Igbos not to vote in Lagos in their own country on election day? If not for social media, how will we have been able to see the level of brigandry during elections and electioneering, where Edo election is just coming up in a few days? The last election in Edo, a reporter was reporting that APC is sharing 5,000. PDP is sharing 5,000. Everybody is collecting and everybody is happy. If not for social media, how will we have been able to see those unethical practices? Again, if not for social media, how will we have been able to see the young man from China who exposes corruption and skill, the lecturer from Kano, Dambelo, who is Tulumbu's friend? If not for social media, how will we have been able to see that? If not for social media, how will we have been able to see the APC national chairman, Gandola, stuffing his Babariga with dollars? This is what they want to regulate. Don't allow them to regulate social media. Social media remains the conscience of the citizenry. If not for social media, how will we have been able to know that they have renamed Nigeria Federal Republic of Rice? Every problem, they believe that rice is the solution. If not for social media, finally, I know my time is up, and I'm so sorry. If not for social media, how will we have been able to harness the power and the dynamism of the youth during End SARS, End Bad Governance, and other social...
I will add my own. I
never knew that video was this long. I only watched about 1 or 2 minutes of that video. That part where he said the country is doomed for life and can never be retracted. I never knew he had a very longer one. Wow, that's
I'm going to add my own. If not because of social media, how will I know that Tinubu defense minister is a bandit?
You know, in fact, let me say this very categorical. If I were him, I would resign and face all the allegations against me. And that would have been more honorable, because from all the information we're getting, my predecessor was fully involved in some of these banditry issues. Typical is the fact that there was a permanent secretary when his children were abducted. And it was unfortunate that he had to pay ransom through the government house. And it was also very clear, based on all the allegations, that bandits were being kept at government house. You know, there are so many issues. So for me, honestly, if I were him, I'll step aside and face this allegation until I clear my name before I come back and continue my job. That should have been more honorable. And how can you imagine all...
Okay, let me stop it there. So that was the incumbent governor of Zamfara State saying that the one who handed over to him, who is the current Minister of Defense State under this Tinubu regime, that he was sponsoring bandits that he harbored in government house. And he went on to say that he, in quote, is a bandit. This is a Minister of Defense. So tell me, people will continue to argue. People will continue to argue blindly about this country. I've never seen a country. He said it's better that these people are not fighting insecurity, but they are not complicit. But because once you are complicit, once you are supporting them, it means that you are against your people. And that is why I, Okochapi Mase, is not against anyone who is agitating for this country to separate, because this country was never won. If all these things we are seeing in Nigeria is not enough reason why someone should wake up one day and said we ought to go in our separate way, because so many people, there is one statement, not a statement, one interview in Naya Baribe granted on Arise News. Even you, I would like you to listen to the interview. It has been long. I don't think you have seen this video, so that you will know and see why the insecurity is ravaging our country. All these people were imported.
Try and send it to me on WhatsApp so that I will go through it.
I will do that. Take a listen.
In trying to remove Jonathan, there were stateless persons that were from the Sahel region that were imported into Nigeria, and a former chairman of PDP made that statement. I'm not the person that made it.
But that importation is a fact, is it?
That importation is a fact. What has happened in Nigeria is that most of the time when something comes up today, we never sit back and say, how did we get to this point? We got to this point by virtue of the fact of the effort to remove President Jonathan. There had always been this herder-farmer clash, but it never got to this point where whole communities were exterminated so that some people will be roaming freely within their land, which is what happens in Plateau and in Benue State.
I think Benue is the worst hit.
Precisely. Yeah. And you know why? Because most of the banks of the Benue is lush because it's watered by the Benue River. And so they want, these people came and they want. And who are these people? And that's a question that we have not dealt with. The bill first said that we have to confine these people to the ranches within their states of origin. And somebody woke up and said, no, every Nigerian has a right to go around. There's no such thing like a state of origin. Why will anybody make that statement? Reason is that in trying to remove Jonathan, there were stateless persons that were from the Sahel region that were imported into Nigeria, and a former chairman of PDP made that statement. I'm not the person that made it.
But that importation is a fact, is it?
That importation is a fact. If you ask any Nigerian Fulani, he will tell you that there's something called the Bororo Fulani. And that Bororo Fulani are these imported ones. They don't own land. Therefore, what they want to do is to settle in Nigeria. They were given free passage, let me just say it, by the Buhari regime. And we were shouting at that time, don't bring people into Nigeria who are not Nigerians. They won't have sympathy. They won't know what has happened. All they want to do is displace you, take over your place, and roam freely within that place.
But there were cattle herders as well.
They were, but the Nigerian cattle herders were not carrying AK-47 rifles and other.
So these guys brought their guns.
So these guys brought their guns with them. First thing they did was to start to rustle the cattle belonging to Nigerians. And so a Nigerian herder who loses his cattle has nowhere else to go. He becomes part of them because he is given, okay, you either join us or you got nothing. And some of them, of course, joined. And so we have this complicated problem.
All right. I think
And
we'll
this
stop the video
complicated
here.
problem is what we want.
You know why I'm laughing? You know why I'm laughing? Any Nigerian Baribe said that he said they now have a complicated. Now, that is how Nigeria.
Anyway, the point. Yeah, the point I'm trying to bring out from there is that a lot of people don't know what is going on. So Ina Baribe was saying that during the Goodluck Jonathan era, for them to remove Goodluck, they imported terrorists. Which government on earth, after seeing your country because of power, you imported terrorists into the country to help you to fight for power? Which kind of government? Where on earth do you see that?
What he did was that even those normal herdsmen that were just herdsmen have now been absorbed into terrorism.
They don't have choice. They don't have choice than to join them. They don't have choice because if you don't join them, they will take your cattle. That is what this senator is trying. And after this thing happened, you saw this interview with Doyo Kukwe. Listen to what he said about Buhari then.
In this country, say that any attempt to attack and fight insurgency is an attack on the North. So, you know, when you have such huge political considerations, there are difficulties. I mean, Buhari said that in the newspaper. General Buhari said that any attack on Boko Haram is an attack on the North. So what do you do as a government? You want to attack Boko Haram, at the same time, a leader, a respected person in society, somebody who carries, I mean, the last vote, the last election, over 12 million people voted for him from the North. A man like that, you cannot ignore him. Now he says that if you continue to attack Boko Haram, you are attacking the North. You must be careful. A very well-known leader in this country said that any attempt to
Okay.
This is on record.
Okay.
This is on record that Buhari said that. It is on record that Pantami was involved. It is on record that all these things happen, and yet there are people still saying we are one Nigeria. This is crazy.
Now,
unbelievable.
Not only that, I know that a lot of people don't like this man called T.Y. Danjuma because of the role he played in this Nigeria before. But there is something he said that I don't like making videos without playing this video. Let's listen to this.
It's a mini state. It's a mini Nigeria composed of various ethnic groups living together reasonably peacefully. But the peace in this state is under assault. There's an attempt at ethnic cleansing in this state and, of course, in all the riverine states of Nigeria. We must resist it. We must stop it. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits that kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one. The ethnic cleansing must stop in Taraba State. It must stop in all the states of Nigeria. Otherwise, Somalia will be a child's play. I ask every one of you to be alert and defend your country. defend your territory, defend your state. You have nowhere else to go. You have nowhere else to go.
Mazima said, I have a question for you. I have a question for you from this. Now, the question I have is this. There are people that are still saying, because if this man is saying that military are involved and these people are coming to buy people and that they should protect themselves, you have no place to go. Now, to protect yourself, do you protect yourself peacefully? Do you guide yourself and protect yourself peacefully?
Yeah, I have answered that question with a video where Falana came to Channels Television to tell Nigerians that you have the right to live. That if someone is coming to kill you with AK-47, you have a right to use AK-47 to defend yourself. If someone is coming to kill you with stick, you have a right to use stick to defend yourself. That was what Femi Falana, senior advocate of Nigeria, said on Channels Television. So because I'm not a lawyer, that is why I normally refer to that video. So that was a senior advocate of Nigeria telling you that if terrorists came to kill you with AK-47, you have a right to use AK-47 to defend yourself.
No, I ask you that question because Nnamdi Kanu himself even told us that there is no country in this world that got their freedom through a peaceful means. But today there are a set of people, we call them IPOB Nigeria, that are saying that IPOB is a peaceful organization. We will get our freedom by peaceful means. Nnamdi Kanu have always been a peaceful agitator. There's no way you can kill people to get freedom. And that's Jofro Dantuma talking. And that was Femi Falana talking. And then how do you now reconcile these people that say they are freedom fighters and they are representing Nnamdi Kanu, which is obviously not true because Nnamdi Kanu told us himself that there's nowhere in the world where anybody got their freedom through a peaceful means, and there's no way you can fight, you can defend yourself in a peaceful way because these people are coming in as terrorists with guns, with AK-47, and you want to protect yourself in a peaceful way. I don't understand. Thank you. You have already answered that by telling us you use a video of Falana to answer it, which is very correct. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. I think now I want to switch to voice call. A lot of people have been calling. So let us see hear from people who are on the phone. Let us hear what they think or what they believe, not forgetting that the chief of army officer said that they don't have capacity to protect us any longer. So every Nigerian is on a death row. You might just come out here, they will kidnap you. Day before yesterday, 16 persons were kidnapped in my community. You cannot see something like that on news media, on the mainstream. And sometimes if we come out here to talk, people don't know the pain why we talk. People don't understand the reason why we talk. Because even what is going on in Nigeria, you cannot see it on the news media. And people are just dying anyhow, every day. And people think that maybe we can continue like this. Anyway, stay with me.
1 minute before you take the call, you know there's a statement that Juma made that is very famous with Nnamdi Kanu. Very famous statement. That Juma said that if we do not do anything, Somalia will be a child's play. Nnamdi Kanu said, if we, if you are alive in Nigeria today, you should start looking for Somalia visa because Somalia will become like paradise. So Somalia will be a child's play and Somalia will become like paradise, which is to say Somalia will be even better than Nigeria.
All right, that was from the chief of army officer. We have in the house here Mr. Ndiogo Chibuzo. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Ndiogo Chibuzo is one of the convener of Eka Carnival. He's a great mobilizer. Let me call him an activist. He's not just a politician, but an activist. Anyway, he is also working with the Delta State Governor, and he has a platform, Talk to Sheriff, and he also the special advisor to the Delta State Governor on youth mobilization. I don't think if I'm correct with that, sir.
Yeah, special assistant, youth mobilization.
Okay, and also he's the CEO of Unravel Innovation. He's into branding and printing. Thanks for joining us, sir. Thank God that you are from a federal constituency and the issue of insecurity in our federal constituency is nothing to write about. But it's not limited to our federal constituency. It's all about the nation. It's holistic. So the security agencies are telling us, the chief of army staff is telling us that the soldiers, the police, the navy officers that we have in Nigeria is just about 2 million, no reserve officers, that they don't have the capacity to protect us from the bandits. What are we going to do, sir?
Yeah, thank you very much. The truth is that why I joined this live, I wanted to wish you a happy birthday, first of all. So I know I called.
Thank you, sir.
You declined my call and said you're on live. So I immediately went for that to see what the discourse is all about. So getting there, it happens to be one of the greatest things that is affecting Nigeria and the world at large, which is insecurity.
Yeah.
So insecurity is one of the challenges that is affecting us as a people at the moment. Then the IGP talking about the police not being enough. Of course, even the little ones we have they have all been attached to VIPs and VVIPs. So even the 2 million is not even up to the number of persons that are available to protect or go against the bandit and the insecurity. Because you can find out a particular VIP can have up to 6 to 7 security personnel guiding just one person. Then you talk about the wife, you talk about the children. So at the point, one VVIP is having up to 12 security personnel armed that is guiding just a family. So imagine the number of VIPs we have. And you look at the station, you find out that we don't even have enough security personnel in their offices who are supposed to be fighting this insecurity. That is where the challenges should be first of all tackled.
What do we do?
The truth is, several times they have written to personnel that they should withdraw the VIPs. But in this very moment I speak to you, all of those things have not worked.
You know, it's not possible. It's not possible. Okay, sir. I was playing this video of Danjuma. I have a lot of videos I'm supposed to play, but let it not be that I'm repeating it. T.Y. Danjuma was former chief of army staff. He was former defense minister. He was telling us that the military and police are colluding with the bandits. That if we are hoping to realize security from them, that we will die one after the other.
Yeah, that's true. Like back then, in memory of late General Sani Abacha, former head of state of Nigeria, said if insurgency lasts for 24 hours, you know that the military, the police, and the top hierarchy persons are benefiting from it, and which is true. So, you see, most of these places where this insecurity is going on, they have precious materials that are mining. So most of Borno, Zamfara, and the host, Zamfara, they mine gold. So in Borno, they mine this this mineral, one of the most expensive minerals in the world is being mined in Borno State. So you see, most of the places where you have this insecurity is because of what they are doing at the back section of it. So anywhere that there is insecurity, there is something illegal that is going on in that direction. That is just the truth. So instead of it to stop, most of these our persons, most time the government fuel it to continue because they mine these things legally and make money at the back room of it. It is far from stopping. That is just the truth. Except they are willing to remove hand from those illegal mines and declare it government owned. Like the oils in the Niger Delta is the resources for the whole Nigerians. But the gold in Zamfara and the minerals in all those other places in the north is just for a few.
You see, that is the problem.
So those are the things that are putting the highest level of insecurity, and that is why it will not stop over there.
Anyway, sir, I don't know if you are in the position to answer this question. I'm aware that in a land we have oil.
Yes, of course we do have oil in the canal.
But when I controlled the Nigeria oil producing communities as updated by the federal government last 2 months, why is it that the car nation is not among?
No, you see, you don't generalize a section, a federal constituency. Like I can boldly tell you that in Delta State we have the Delta State oil producing areas known as the Super Deck.
Yes.
Which, as a federal constituency, we have a representative. So that alone.
Okay.
Anybody who does not have oil do not belong to that board.
Okay.
So
Okay.
last time we were represented by somebody from the North East. At this particular moment, the person representing us in that board now is a lady from a castle, Tabavu to be precise. So we are not disputing that part. If we as a carnation have oil, we do have oil. We do have oil.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate. You know, we have few politicians who speak the truth.
Yeah, you know, okay, go on.
If it is other politicians, like yesterday, one honorable member called me from Abia State. He was saying that he understands how constructive my argument about insecurity and all those things are, but I should make sure that when I'm talking about the issue of the release of Nnamdi Kanu, that I should not offend the federal government. So I asked him a question. I said, sir, but what I'm saying, is it true or not? Even though it will offend somebody, if it is lie, I will stop it. If what I'm saying is true, then even though it's going to offend everybody, no problem about that. So we have few politicians who is ready to speak out the truth as it is. And that is one of the reasons I respect you so much.
No, you see, the truth is...
What is his opinion on Nnamdi Kanu's case? Has he made it open yet? Aliogu Chibuzo, what's your opinion about what's going on with Nnamdi Kanu?
Well, I have a friend in my primary base, Asaba, who is so much attached to Nnamdi Kanu's advocacy. For me, I don't have a problem with Nnamdi Kanu, but I have just one challenge where he got it all wrong. You see, when you want to agitate for a federation, or you want to seek a separation from an existing body, there is a way you go about it. I called that my friend. I said, okay, we want Biafra. We want Biafra. Who are the stakeholders of Biafra? Now you have drawn a map, though the map must have existed beforehand. But during the times of Ojukwu and all that, there are maps that shows the Delta State is part of Biafra, River State is part of Biafra, Warri is part of Biafra, Bayelsa is part of Biafra. At that particular time, these persons declined. They are not part of this. They are not part. So now, for them, they cannot coming back to reagitate for Biafra to go their own savage way. I believe that by now he should have a negotiation with the stakeholders of all of them. Like if you see, for a case of example now, Ned Noko is, though he's not the original owner, advocating for the creation of a Nyoma state under the South East today. But you can see now they can now moving from one community to another to seek stakeholdership, to seek the approvals of some of the elders and the stakeholders, so that they can give their anonymous support, so that a Nyoma state can be created. These are the areas where I see that Nnamdi Kanu didn't go too well about. He did not meet like that the stakeholders. In Delta State we have stakeholders. In River State we have stakeholders. In Bayelsa we have stakeholders.
That's what you think. You think he didn't make the stakeholders, but that's not true. Everybody, like now we have our self-referendum going on. We have video evidences of people from the side. Now, with maybe let me just quickly start first and foremost. Are you an Igbo man?
Of course, my name is Chibuzo.
Okay,
my name is. I cannot declare that. I cannot deny that fact, because go on.
Well, why I asked it and you have answered very correctly, and I am satisfied with that answer, because some people, you ask them, are you Igbo? They will say, no, I am Delta Igbo. Then that is where I begin to see some foolishness in some people. But you have really responded well, because you have already even told me by your name that you are an Igbo man. So that makes you a very educated person and one that understands who you are, where you are from. Because somebody from Agbo or from Asaba, and with his name, like Chibuzo, you ask him, are you an Igbo man? He said, no, I'm not an Igbo man. I am Delta. I am South-South. And that South-South is another issue again, because there's nothing like South-South. Does it exist? It doesn't exist anywhere South-South.
It's just a geopolitical zone.
It's politics now. It's geopolitical.
Politics is one of the things that has been giving us vicinity. It's political zone. So that is not the
zoo. It only exists in the zoo. It doesn't exist anywhere else with these kind of things. And now, these stakeholders you are talking about, we have had our self-referendum. There are video evidences of people from your area, from every area in those places, voting in our self-referendum. We have gotten from some areas in that part of Biafra land.
Okay, wait. You know, he's very busy, so that he will finish talking to us before he will leave.
When you say selected, I can come into my village. I'm from Otolopo in the Kanotis local government of Delta State. I can come into my village and say I want to do something. And because I'm from Otolopo, I go to Otolopo, I just pick those people who are not recognized and said I have picked some persons as members of a referendum. When I know that there are people who take decision on that particular matter. People who were picked for a referendum are not key holders or people who are supposed to make such decisions. That is why you see most times they try to have one or two programs of the IPOB in Asaba. They get them stopped at every time. Because if the key persons who are supposed to take their decisions are there, I believe they cannot be stopped. They would have allowed them peacefully to do whatever they want to do. The last time I know when they did some 30 years, they came to Abo, they were stopped within some boys and youth took them off in Asaba, the same thing. So, but if the real stakeholders were behind those actions, they wouldn't have been stopped.
Give me 1 minute, just 1 minute.
I'm here with you.
These stakeholders that are talking about are most of these political, instruments, those that are working with politicians, those that will not have the interest of the people. This political system that have failed. The political system in Nigeria, you have seen people
and most of them don't want. That is the issue he's talking about. Most of the politicians are not supporting the Biafra, and they are supposed to be the stakeholder.
So you got to and they don't have much people. They are not even known. Just for example, like Nnamdi Kanu. One Nnamdi Kanu was still on the street. He was interviewed by one journalist. The journalist was saying, Kate Henshaw saying she doesn't believe in Biafra, and then that you are forcing them into Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu challenged the journalist and said, let me go to Kate Henshaw village and let Kate Henshaw come to that village. That I will have more people that will stand with me than those that will support Kate Henshaw in her village. And that is true, completely true. Even today as I'm talking to you, we're talking about we Biafrans. In other parts that are not Biafra, there are people that are wishing that they could be from where Nnamdi Kanu is from. A Yoruba man is saying, please allow Nnamdi Kanu to go, because by the time what is about to happen to Nigeria will happen, I want to seek asylum in Biafra. So you're telling us to be looking for stakeholders.
Anyway, Pastor Baba, you see, I understand what he's saying. And he has a point. What he's trying to say is that for me, maybe Nnamdi Kanu supposed not to be left everything for. Maybe some persons around him as well, they are supposed to also contribute to this diplomacy. You understand? They can't leave everything for one person. All this referendum issue, politics. Let me just say, Biafra secession, Nnamdi Kanu started not violently, to be sincere. He started not violently. So he started talking to Ohanaeze Ndigbo, started talking to some politicians, but some politicians said, no, we don't want Biafra. So I believe that some politicians were resisting those things, and why the politicians were resisting those things, the reason why these people were agitating for Biafra is still increasing. Like all this insecurity we are seeing, just like about the first said, the same people were adopted from my village. It's not in the news, nobody's talking about it, and tomorrow you ask the community not to seek for self-help, they will seek for it. But I believe that the diplomacy is very important. Yeah,
there's somebody on the phone. He is from your constituency. He's from the constituency of my brother, and he's on the phone, so he wants to speak just in a minute. Let's give him the audience, because I'm sure there are many callers from your end. So let's give Ife Chukwudi from your constituency. He's calling for your constituency. So, and I'm happy that I got this call. Mazi Ife Chukwudi, you are on the phone now. Please go ahead and speak.
Yes. Yes.
Please be very fast about it, because we are just with time. Go ahead, please.
Swagbo, Swagbo.
I greet everybody in the house.
Okay.
This our brother that is speaking there, Nwaliugu. I know the family very well. Yes, they are from Otoluku. I know the family very, very well. So
okay.
Please speak English. Speak English so that other people benefit. Speak English. Please, Mazi, speak English. Speak English. No, speak English. Speak English so that others will benefit, please.
Yeah, okay, I can speak English, but I wanted to know that.
Don't worry, just speak English.
So one thing I have to say is that what is going on in our land, the people that are movement, not one, not two, many people are involved in the movement. Many. It's not something that the reason why the thing is not open is because of the system of Nigerian government. Because everything they want to do is to suppress our people. They don't want anybody to speak. They don't want you to do the right thing. You understand? Our brother here, he knows exactly what is going. I don't know if he knows, but something that is going on in a bank today. You know, our people in a bank, people in a bank, some of them have to change their name before they can get a job in Benin. We, the Eka people, we are not okay with it. Our people in Ekro, the way they are treating them, I don't know if these our brothers, if they are happy with what is going on in our land. Some of our place has been cut off from us, and they now live like strangers in the land where they are living.
Their own land.
What Eka people have been going through. You understand? We know what is going on. We know exactly what is happening. We are many in this movement. Eka people in this movement. When you want to back people, we are many, very, very many. People from Otoluku side, people from even Ute and all, people are watching. Many people in America, many of them are in the movement very, very well.
My brother, sorry to come in so that the talk will not be much. What are they involved in? Hello?
Our people are doing.
Let him finish. Let him finish. You know you are in the studio. You will speak. Just let him finish. Go ahead.
Okay, tell him to round up because of time. Tell him to round up.
Okay, you have 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes. Just round up in 2 minutes.
Okay, it's becoming too much for us to handle. You understand? And you in person knows very well. Like you, like Ajoku family, it's a very, very large family, which I know very well. You understand? But what we are saying that enough of what is going on in our land, we have suffered enough. You understand? 14 people were killed last time. Those people that Fulani people took those security people. Nobody said anything about them till today. Where are their families? This kind of people want to continue to live in our own land. That people from Abuja have to tell us what we will do in our own land. That is not the system of government. You understand? That is not the system of government we want. We want a government where Eka people will say that this is what we want and this is going to. That is exactly what is going to happen in Eka land. We are speaking enough. Nobody is speaking for us. I can tell you, let me just end it here. I can tell you that as Eka people, many as Eka people are many in the movement. We are much in the movement. I can tell you that because the reason why it's not open is because of the system of Nigeria. Because we play to speak about this movement.
All right. So give him time to respond.
Yeah, you respond, and then remember that the man you are talking about, what's his name again? That senator that is looking for states
Senator Ned
Nwoko. What benefit have this senator been to your people for all the years he has been a senator?
No, he just about 2 to 3 years. He's trying. Just about 2 to 3 years.
He's just 18 to 20 months old.
18 to 20 months. Senator Ned is trying. There is no dispute about that.
You see, what my brother is, what is my brother? What my brother?
Any senator will try in the Nigerian system.
Wait, let him respond to that.
Mazi, my brother that just spoke and said they are fully in the movement. Which of the movement is he? Is it the one for the Anyama creation or the one for the Biafra? I want to be clear.
He's talking about Biafra.
He was talking about the movement for the
Biafra.
Yeah.
Then he talked about the challenges of having a job and changing their name because they are from a car speaking side. This car speaking side of you see, that is what what they are suffering there is minor compared to when the IBOB comes and so many other persons is going to be marginalized. I have to be very frank with you. So thinking that the part of Delta State, part of this, part of that, part of what some of the major stakeholders that say we are the ones that started Biafra are still going to marginalize so many states that is going to be under Biafra. It will finally come to realization. Do you believe? Do you know so? So the truth is, whichever mindset that everybody possesses, I am not against none. But whichever way, when whatever we seek comes to us, let us be able to accommodate everyone collectively. But my fact and my submissions remain that in my language they say "Onyohu a tree does not make a forest." This fight is not just a fight for Nnamdi Kanu alone. That is why I said it's a fight that is supposed to be collectively done.
Nnamdi Kanu is not alone. Nnamdi Kanu is not alone. Now today we have when Master Nnamdi Kanu was on the stage, there was nothing like a United States of Biafra. Today we have.
So who is it with? Is it with Johannes Ndibo? Is it with some other bodies who are recognized?
Who is Johannes Ndibo? You see, I don't know. I don't know where these people are getting. Who is Johannes Ndibo? What have Johannes Ndibo done for you? Who is Johannes Ndibo?
They have not really done anything for me. But these are some of the stakeholders I'm talking about that can have a say. You see, hold on. Even when you look at international recognition from UN or whatever, that when you see some of these IPOB, they tell you that very soon the UN will declare the state of Biafra. They cannot just declare it alone to one man. It is something they see that collectively. These are some of the things people have to understand.
Let me tell you what is going on.
Okay, Pastor Van, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question because a lot of people are asking me the question, and the question is direct to you.
Go ahead.
Now, the question they're asking me here is that all these people that you are saying they are not important, if you have Biafra, are you going to exclude them from the government?
Well, we have a system that is functioning already, and anybody that wants to bring in the archaic, dead on arrival system of Nigeria can never flow along with us. The system, modernized system of Biafra that will be able to compete with the international standard. You don't expect me to bring in a criminal that have the mentality of 419. Nigeria breeds criminality. Somebody like Hope Uzodinma, somebody that the one who played this video today.
Okay, let me go to question number 2 because the questions are many. Just cut it short.
So you don't expect Biafrans to go back to the people that they have given the benefit of doubt for years, and they continue to remain a dilapidated state.
Sorry, Mr. Marcel. These are the challenges you are facing from you people who are really agitating more for this Biafra. You don't believe that every other stakeholders that do not believe exactly in your own particular ideology that they are collectively carried. Then where do you want to do them when it finally comes? These are the continual challenges you are talking about.
Mazi Chibuzo, it depends on what you mean by carry. Carry how? How do you carry? Do you carry people along in falsehood or in deceit? Everything we have known is all deceit and lies. And now we are having a system that is loaded with integrity and sincerity and honesty. So these people that have that mentality of they'll pay you or before you do anything. It will
let me ask you the second question. The second question they are asking you here, they said, in the Southwest Yoruba land, we have good and bad politicians. In Igbo land, we have good and bad politicians. In the North, Hausa land, we have good and bad politicians. If you have your Biafra today, you will still have bad people among you. And this one you are saying you are not going to include them for this fight for the actualization of Biafra, meaning after you declare Biafra, you have a lot of war to begin to fight, more than how you are fighting in Nigeria. How would you respond to this?
In other countries in Europe, in Italy, there are good and bad politicians. In every part of the world, in America even, there are good and bad politicians. But if there is a system of law and order, now you cannot expect anything to work with a system you have in Nigeria, where EFCC, they say they are looking for somebody, and the same person they're looking for comes to their office, and after 3 hours walks away, and they will still come and declare that we are still looking for that person. That kind of a system, cannot work. You understand? So in a system where you know there are if there is a standard law and order, then everybody that commits a crime will go in for it. There is no two ways about it. There's nothing like him. For example, today we have a prime minister in Biafra government who, right now, today, we do not see anybody that is affiliated with his family. Like we say, this is Simon Ekpa's cousin, this is his brother. And because that's his brother, he has to come in and be a part of the government. Like we have in Nigeria today. Sheyi Tinubu will sit down. On
which ground is Simon Ekpa a prime minister? On which ground?
Okay, you don't know. Do you want us to start that discussion now?
No. No. That matter will not end today. We can have a very good day for. We can have a thing. I'd like to be enlightened because I have a friend in Asaba. He said December 2nd or December 3rd is the declaration of Biafra state. How true is that? That December 2nd or 3rd is the.
No, let me tell you. I wish I could play a video. You are asking me on which ground is Samanaka a prime minister? Go and ask.
Because it's not a recognized institution over the world. But that's why I'm asking on which ground. Because
he wants to know. He wants to know. That is why he's asking. He wants to know.
That's why I'm telling you to listen to me, to go and ask Akpabio. Akpabio will tell you. There's a video of Akpabio telling you that in the southeast, Simon Ekpa is the real governor because anything he says is what they obey in the southeast.
Okay, no longer Nnamdi Kanu. No longer Nnamdi Kanu.
Nnamdi Kanu is not the prime minister of the Biafra government. Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of IPOB, Indigenous People of Biafra, and he is incarcerated in the dungeon. So he will not be able to operate from that dungeon where he's incarcerated. That's why today we have the leader of Biafrans. What people like you who are sympathetic with the government expected is that Nnamdi Kanu is head down and then Biafra is a closed chapter. Because I see you laughing over it. You are laughing. On which ground is Mazi Simon Ekpa a prime minister?
He's asking because he wants to know.
I want to know because
let me treat his issue. You are laughing. Wait, you are laughing on which ground is Simon Ekpa? Wait, now listen to me. You are laughing on which ground is Simon Ekpa the prime minister? But Akpabio, the senior president, are you in the capacity of Akpabio? Akpabio is crying that look, he has no control of Biafra land because Simon Ekpa from Finland is the one in charge of what takes place in Biafra land. That even
he have not seen the video. He have not seen the video. So he was asking to know what you are saying.
So I'm telling him now, so that before you laugh, be very careful because you might be laughing.
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at that. I'm not laughing at that position.
No.
But let me tell you.
He's not laughing about the position, though. He's not laughing about the position.
Let me tell you on that, because I'll be going back to visit. I mean, my family. I came to see my mom. I'm in Abo presently.
No, you are enjoying political office and political government. That's why this your smile. I can see money on your face.
No.
I just introduced him as a businessman. I just introduced him as a businessman. So leave politics aside.
No, go to PMTV Africa. It's one of the an online platform also. I was there 2 to 3 weeks ago where I discussed about the high level of insecurity. I don't take sides. From 3 weeks ago, I was in another station where I was discussing about insecurity. So you see, the truth is in the.
If you are standing on the side of truth, you win, and you are following the things happening in Nigeria, and following what Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government, is doing. I don't think you will ask me that question with that kind of expression on which ground.
No, my own is my anger with some of his instructions and decisions is the violence that is attached to it.
Who is bringing violence? Who is bringing violence? That's why I know your type, and I know the side you are coming from. Who is bringing violence? Who is bringing violence? Is this violence?
No, I don't know where. Hold on now. Like you see, how they forcefully do the sit at home. Most of there's no Monday that people do not die. And my pain is that My pain is that it's not foreigner that is being killed. It is Munna that is being killed. Our brothers and our sisters
Who
of
is
same
killing your
jurisdiction.
Munne and Umunna now? Who is killing your Munne and Umunna? Who is killing them? Who? Can you give me a scenario and evidence of anything?
No, I don't have evidence. I read them through the news.
You read,
and he didn't say, listen, no, so that you will not misquote him. He did not say that this particular person or this particular person is killed. He said he don't like violence that is attached to all this thing. And you remember who put on them, man?
Can you explain what you mean by violence? How? Who attached violence? Who and what? In what way? Because we do not attach violence to anything we are doing. We are protecting our land. And when you see any violence, our violence is against the terrorists. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me that Nigerian army are committing a terrorism act in Biafra land? Now, this is where I will hold you now. Do you agree with me that Nigerian army, they are committing a terrorist act in Biafra land? Do you agree with me?
No, that
I don't think he knows about that.
I cannot attain that 100%.
You don't.
Yeah, let me once again wish my brother happy birthday. I just wanted to say
you're gonna run away now because this is
no. I have
no. He's not trying to run away. He have other things to do. You know, he have other things to do. He have other things to do.
No, he has to run. He has to run away because there are many things I'm going to ask him now. One thing I'm going to ask him is that is Nigerian army respond? What business do Nigerian army have in Biafra land? Is there banditry in Biafra land? Are there terrorists in Biafra land? Is Boko Haram in Biafra land? The answer is no. So now, if there are bandits and terrorists in Biafra land, the Nigerian government will not be planning to relocate their terrorists to Mbano, so that they will come and, infiltrate our land with terrorists, which our prime minister yesterday actually nipped them to the board and told them that such a thing will never be allowed in Biafra land. But somebody like this, our brother now, he will not see that one, but he will be saying, I don't like the way violence is attached. Who is attaching violence? Anybody that benefits from Nigeria would always be sympathetic with Nigeria. That is why Nigeria must end. There's no sympathy about it. Nigeria must end. I am happy that people.
Anyway, let's return to the.
Thank you very much. Let me just round up this my line. I am happy that people that were fighting for Nigeria before are now suddenly telling us that Nigeria, there is no way forward. The Adoyonju says there is no way forward. It is finished. Showore of our people campaigning for election every 4 years. I've told you election will never give it to you. So now the ball is in the courts of everyone. You fire the shot wherever you want to shoot it now. It is on your court. Thank you, Mazi Charles. Sorry, Mazi.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So let's bring some persons and also begin to receive some calls. I think, okay. All right, let me receive this call. Hello? You can off your YouTube so that we can hear from you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Coach.
Yeah, you have to off your YouTube there so that we can hear from you. Your name and where you are calling from.
I am retired Naval Captain Ogunofo.
Okay.
I retired under the Okemiri Naval Base in Port Harcourt, and I also work as a special DSS officer in Abuja.
All right. Where are you calling from, sir?
Anyway, I did not retire. I took a woo, what they call a woo.
Okay.
After he's going to hard or something and you decide to leave without.
Wow, that's what is important.
Wait.
We are being paid to carry out some murderous activities that did not define my person, such as the Zoo River murder against the P2B.
Okay.
So let me leave that one. I called in support of Pastor Bam Bam Bam.
Okay.
I've lived in Europe now for over 18 years. You know, you asked Pastor Bam 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 a question about how they are going to include both the bad and good politicians when Biafra come. Well, I am going to tell you something you have to understand, because I'm talking from my own perspective of living in Europe. In Europe here, we have bad and good politicians. Yet, Europe is good. How? Europe allows the citizens to take their decisions, and whatever the decisions of the citizens are what exactly that really comes to light when it comes to the government decisions. Now, when Biafra comes, all those people you call bad politicians and the good politicians, with the way Biafra will be handled, or with the way the system will be handled, call bad politicians that you think they are being allowed to stay in Biafra, they will cause anarchy. They can't cause anarchy, because now the way Biafra is planning their things, the way they are constructing their things in such a way that when Biafra comes, the power will belong to the people. And when the power belongs to the people, it now depends on the decision of the people. When you go for an election and people decide that this person is who they want, if they decide to choose the bad politician or the bad person, it's their business. And if they decide to choose the good ones, it's also their business. And you cannot tell me that as a human being, you know the bad people, the criminals, and you will go and vote them. As I am now, I cannot vote somebody like Hope or something like Biafra comes, or somebody like Ned Wogo. Anybody that is a corrupt politician, I cannot vote for you, because I know what it does, what the power of politics, what the power of voting means, because I've stayed in Europe.
But Ned is not corrupt now.
Pastor Baba is trying to make people understand that the way Biafra is being planned,
my brother, stop saying that Ned is not corrupt. You are on a live program. Your video is recorded. Ned will be more corrupt than
we already know them. For instance, I see every time you support, for you now, my brother, I see every time you talk of P2B. Do you know that P2B is one of the most corrupt politicians we have in Nigeria?
No.
You know?
No.
Now, I'm telling from evidence. You have people murdered in the Zoo River. I was one of the commanders, one of the naval officers that were sent to shoot the people that were protesting, that were thrown into the Zoo River. It was during P2B's regime. And he told the deaf.
Who sent you?
He does not want the political career to be spared.
Who sent you, sir?
As a DSS officer here, but I will not, because when I say it, I'm going to also give my own colleagues that are still back their problem.
Okay.
So I will not say them. So if you want information like that DSS, where you have there are a lot of people come out here and talk, blah, 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 I look at them and laugh. Inside that DSS, nothing in this world Nnamdi Kanu will do that will be secret, because even in the world you have cameras. You know, you have a camera you put in the wall, you carry cement and close it, it is still reflecting, it is still working. A camera. You have a camera that you use as you 2 yards away, 2 miles away, a camera that they will zoom and they'll pick your nakedness, pick you, you're wearing clothes, but they'll pick you naked. There are a lot of things people don't understand. This is security improvised that people don't know about. You have a soundproof camera, a sound-step camera that even a pin that drops on the ground, somebody in the next state will hear it. But you know, when people talk, they talk as if when they talk from their own perspective, non-layman's perspective. There are a lot of things in Nigeria. Look, if I should open your eyes as somebody that has been in there, seen it there, you have wings and fly.
All right. Even you personally, sir. Even you personally. I would like to, if you wish, I would like to have a separate session with you where you will tell us part of your experience while serving the Department of State Service and Nigeria as well.
Anytime you're ready, I will tell you it is an awful experience. I want to serve my nation because I love being a military man, but I regretted doing it. I completed all my years in the university, coming back to serve the military, and I regretted doing it. I'm ashamed of that country for saying I'm a military man for that country. I'm telling you the truth. How can you order someone to shoot an innocent person? How can you do that? Most of them in that country is committing pure pinnacle. What they call pinnacle in the military. That's out of law, beyond out of law. Not even treason. They are committing pinnacle.
Exactly.
somebody to shoot a civilian. You're a military man that's supposed to be defending a civilian. No matter what the civilian does, even if he's a condemned criminal, you don't have the right to shoot. You know that the military don't have rights for so many things they are doing. There are things the military are doing that the police is supposed to do, and there are things the police are doing the military is supposed to do, and there are the things that these things are doing that is the law that is supposed to do. The courts is supposed to do. How do you just carry out that without somebody guilty? The law says that somebody is not guilty until being found guilty. Even if you catch him like that, he's not guilty until you have proven him guilty. My brother, that country is a mess. It's a joke. It can never work.
It can never work.
Thank you.
It's true.
Thank you so much. So that is
Can you ask Abra to get in touch with me, please? Please try and get in touch with me. I beg you. I really need.
It's no longer online, but I have his number.
Okay, please. I would like to reach out. Can you please save his number so that I'll reach out to him?
All right, no problem. Thanks everyone for joining. All the ones who are joining through call. I can see Mama H.O. I can see Michael Green. I can see IK. Thanks everyone for joining. I really appreciate. Need just in few minutes. I've not been responding to calls. I've had more than 100 missed calls. Let me still respond to this one before we come back to the screen. Hello.
Yeah. Oh, good. Brother.
Your name and where you are calling from?
Can I make? Yeah, I'm calling from London. It's Chris. Can I make contribution?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I hope my voice is coming out clearly because I want to educate some of our people.
Okay. Know that you will do that within 5 minutes. Okay. You will do that within 5 minutes.
Yes, I will do it within 5 minutes.
Right.
So the thing is that the Biafra, that is the contract between Nigeria and Biafra. So it's not up to me because I don't know him. I don't know him personally.
Okay.
But I know that he has the apps. I've listened to him. This guy is a man that speaks from the heart. He has told Nigeria, he said that you can't do addition to the law of the land. And that besides, when people are agitating in a normal society, people want freedom, you have to give them a referendum. You cannot keep people down with gun on their head. And you see, the thing is, the Nigerian system is such that like people like us now, we could come down there and have a conversation because it's all about conversation. I was in the UK in 2016 when they had referendum. Prior to that, it was a conversation, people who want in and people who want out, because not everyone wants to leave European Union. But what happened is that if you try that in Nigeria, they kill you. Who wants to go and die for nothing? And nothing will change. So it's because of the system of Nigeria that is making everybody crazy and confused. If it's a normal society, what they're supposed to do is the people who want Biafra, they can have a conversation, open up a line. In Nigeria, there are people who doesn't want Biafra can come and you dialogue. It's called dialogue. You discuss. You say why you want Biafra, or the other one will say why I don't want Biafra. That is how normal people behave. But Nigeria has been occupied so that they will keep you down, Islamize you, impose Islam on you. I can't do, I don't have enough time to explain, but it's so unfortunate because I know that some of them now, they are coming there, the Mama H.O. and these are people, the one Nigerian is who I believe it. They know that Nigeria can never work because of the evilness of her, or either they cannot live in Biafra, or some of them are even afraid of Igbo. I'm an Yoruba myself. I've spoken with you severally. I lived in Abo. I was trading in Oyukomaka, all these places. So, but the system, we have to get away from this evil bondage. There's no way I can. Jesus, my brother. I don't know how much time I have. I have so much to say.
You still have some 3 minutes.
Yeah, so there's no point arguing back and front between whether Ned Nwoko is corrupt or Hope Uzodimma is evil or corrupt. Yes, but at the end of the day, the system we're going to implement in Biafra is such that you will have to, even if you are corrupt, whatever, or you are whatever you are, if you are not tried and convicted, then you'll be free to run for an office. But if a competent court in the land of Biafra has found you guilty, you are convicted, then you are disqualified. Unlike Nigeria, for example, where a drug dealer, a money launderer,
a certificate for like Turubu who say I attend school so and so here, but it just so happened that school never existed. In a normal society, that already had disqualified Turubu, but that is so. Oh, Jesus Christ! Any evil, the witches and wizards, they want to Nigeria. It's as simple as that. Witches and wizards, we know them. But God has come upon
Okay, sir. But there is another argument.
My point is this.
There is another argument I understand very well, sir. There is
Biafra, hello?
Yeah, I want to ask you a question. There is an argument that people are arguing. They say that a lot of people don't have the prospectus of this agitation. Some persons are not aware. Some persons are not educated about the agitation. Some persons are not carried along. That is the reason why you see some people saying, I'm not part, I'm not this, I'm not that.
Okay, so that is a problem. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, the problem is that because of the Nigerian system, so everything, most of the thing has to be done underground because people are conscious of their security too, because that is Nigerian system. So, but that brother, you see that brother Chibuzo, he's not far from the truth. And this is a man, I don't need 1 year, 2 years to know somebody. From lifting, so that guy is very honest and he's just not informed. And there's no opportunity for that. Everybody cannot be. There's avenue, but it's not enough for everybody to be informed. Even though he may be working for the government, but he still know that something is not right. Just like Ned Nwoko, Vava is my very good friend. I have his personal number. I've listened to Ned Nwoko several. Ned Nwoko is, of course, his but in his heart of heart, when Nwoko know that Nwoko probably have lived in a civilized world, or just have a different heart, you know that Nigeria is not, that's not how it's supposed to be. And he knows, but everybody has to find a way to survive here in the zoo. For Nwoko, listen to him, I know this is a man that know what he wants to do for the people. Now, so, but primarily, okay, two things. Why some people are not carried along, like Chibuzo was saying, because of the Nigerian system. How do you do that? How do you get everybody when you are being mindful of your security? You know, Nnamdi Kanu, what did they do? They blocked him up in DSS all along and in contravention of the law, because Nigeria is Nigeria. They can't even come out. They won't even respect the law, the court. And so you see what I mean? Now, on the other side, like that brother who said they not carry along, that is why most of them don't hear about it. But if there's an open system, like a normal society, we'll be able to preach. Then argument will be held back and front. Those who want and those who don't want. That's how it goes. Before we now go into an election. And at the end of the day, it's about election. A minority will have their say. Majority will carry the vote. So even though we know he's an evil man, serving for an interest. We know everyone knows that. But at the end of the day, when it comes to a referendum, he has one vote. I have one vote. If we all vote, if we say we want Biafra, those who say they don't want, if they win, then we stop. We stop Biafra. But Nigeria doesn't want that, because the aim from the beginning is to pin you down with the gun on your head. You must be in Nigeria. You must, whether you like it or not, or non-negotiable. That is the problem. And everybody is going to go in for it, whether they like it or not. In as much, because they didn't give us the chance to behave like normal human beings. So we're not going to be normal with Nigeria. Thank you, my brother.
All right, thank you so much, sir.
Sorry, Okuta. Did I answer the question? Did I?
Yeah. To a very good, reasonable extent, you did. Thank you so much, sir.
Well, because if Nigeria was, like I said, I was in London when this thing happened. Different people, Niger fired. So many of them, they came out, they were arguing. Nobody is arresting anybody. Nobody is killing anybody. For and against. But Nigeria will not allow you that. That is why brother Chibuzo, man Chibuzo, he's not aware, because he is in government. So he cannot know everything. And because the system doesn't open for him to come out and canvass, you know. So that is it. Thank you, my brother. Great pass from me.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. All right. Please, people in the house, you have some questions to answer. 5 minutes each. Before now, we were talking about the issue of insecurity, and I brought to us about what the chief of army officers said, and this is what he said, that 2 million security personnel can protect over 200 million Nigerians, and we know what that means. So the chief of army staff is telling Nigerians that both the Navy, the Air Force, the Custom, the police, the civil defense. If you combine them together with the military, they are about 2 million personnel without reserve personnel. And this is what he's saying. He is telling us that we can't protect you, Nigerians. We don't have the capacity to protect Nigerians. So that is what he's telling us. Let's start from Mama HO to Brother Michael Green to James. So when it is your turn, you can unmute and talk to us. So Mama HO, what do we do? The chief of army officer is saying that they don't have capacity to protect us.
Greetings to everyone in the panelists. Don't mind my voice. We are dealing with it. You know, if I'm not mistaken, Abacha did say, if the security in the nation past 3 days, the government is part of it. The thing is this: those in government and those in religious sector and some of the elite that belong to the tribe of oppressors are the one behind the insecurity, fighting me and my children who belong to the tribe of the oppressed. So, for us to say Nigeria government is not aware of what is happening is a lie.
Okay.
Our problem, our insecurity, is caused by Nigeria government and their co-hosts.
Okay.
And they are bent on destroying me and my children. But I'm coming to tell them that was in the past.
Okay.
They said Peking when not want him a man sleep, he too not go sleep. The government are bent on using my children as a sacrifice in Nigeria. And all the religious leaders that are supporting them, whether you're a Muslim or you are a Christian, we are in for a battle. Because enough is enough.
All right, now what do we do? What are we going to do?
Don't worry. We are working.
16 persons were kidnapped in my village yesterday. You said I should not worry.
Wait.
What do we do?
Wait.
Okay.
Master, you will be part of the team. I told Chief Tunubu, my senior boyfriend, say make he leave now to make them not make them finish the call, make them let them go. But he dared me. No problem. That joker card is on his way. And by the time we play it, the world will shake. Tunubu, this insecurity, because matter don't full ground. We put all of them for cooler. So we are going to bring them one by one and I begin to execute it. Since you people did not want Nigeria to be good, in your days, most of you that are troubling my children today, most of you that have made that country unbearable, most of you that have made caricature of Nigeria, in your day, Naira was bigger than pounds. In your day, Naira was bigger than dollar. In your days, Naira was bigger than euro. What went wrong?
All right, Ma, I want you to answer our question. No.
Wait, the insecurity we are dealing with today is as a result of greed. Greed. Look at Zamfara. Did you not hear the story?
I hear about the story. So that is why I'm asking, what are we going to do at this moment? What are we going to do?
Nigeria has to rise up. Did you understand? We have to rise up as a group. We have to rise up as a group, a bunch of group. Because as a bunch of group, they can't break us. As a bunch of group, we can sweep them away. Because it won't stop until we fight. And why is this security persisting? because some people are benefiting from it. The oppressed group, the oppressors are benefiting from it, and they are using the oppressed as a sacrifice. So the oppressed, which is me and my children, we have to say enough is enough.
All right, ma.
Because Nigeria is more than one Nigeria. The population that are causing this trouble, which are the oppressors, they are no more than the oppressed. And until the oppressed start to fear death, you are still dying. You don't want to come out. They come protest. These others are not they come out. Hunger not they buy you. Is hunger not killing us? You see, we allow it because we continue to do selective criticism. We continue to select which battle to fight, which battle not to fight. But when we make up our mind to say injustice for one is injustice for all, until we get to that point, once we get to that point, then this battle is won. But as far as I'm concerned, injustice for one is injustice for all. So, all right. We are going to say North, the South. In the North, there are oppressors there. In the East, there are oppressors there. In the West, there are oppressors there. So let us stop dividing ourselves with tribe, religion, with that they are oppressing. So to fight insecurity, we must make up our mind, we that belong to the tribe of the oppressed, that injustice for one is injustice for all. Thank you.
All right, ma. Mr. Michael Green, what answer do you have? What answer do you have to these top stories of September 25, 2024?
Well, culture, like you said, the story is well clear that everyone, the world, Africa, they know what is going on in Nigeria. Even the neighboring countries like Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, we can learn an example from them. And even what they call this other country, Kenya, we can learn from them. So my advice to the Nigeria people is they should take their stand. Because like Mama said, enough is enough. This is not a time to gamble. This is not the time for joking. It's time for everything. This is the time to take back their land from these terrorists. Whether they are terrorists, whether they are kidnapping, whether they are bandits, whatsoever name they call themselves. This is the time for everyone to take up arms to defend themselves and go after these terrorists. Like a military personnel said, a retired military personnel said, he said the militaries are corrupt, they are colluding with these terrorists, these bandits, to carry out mayhem. So you don't wait for them to come and protect you. It's time for everyone to get himself AK-47 or whatever weapons to protect and defend their land. Because now you can see they are complaining, people are crying, people are dying of starvation, hunger, because why these terrorists have come to take over their land. Imagine. So if you don't equip yourself, how do you go to your farm? You go into your farm without bullet, without nothing. And when you get there, you are kidnapped, or maybe they killed you, or they raped you. If you're a woman, one thing or the other happen. Who is going to defend you? So this is not the time people will be complaining or crying. This is the time to get ourselves equipped and take over our forest ourselves and make research. We are not going to call the military or the police to come and help us to do anything. Any evil man you find inside your bush, just get them down. Because if you don't do so, you are waiting them to come and meet you. That you know what it means. When they meet you, they take you off. Because the agenda is for them to wipe everybody. They call this thing ethnic cleansing. And that is the agenda. So the way out from this route of hunger and kidnapping insecurity is for everybody to unite and get themselves weapons and make a tolerant cleansing of their forest. Anywhere they find this this evil born bandit or whatever they call it. They should wipe them off. You don't pity them. Can't you see the way Israel are fighting? Can't you see the way they are fighting? Did you see them pitying those terrorists? Just wipe them off, and if you wipe 5, wipe 10, that one is gone. Then we'll wait for the ones that are remaining. Because the time is very short. Time is very short. Me, I'm watching, I'm seeing everything that is going on in YouTube. They are inside the bushes. So what do you think? You want them to start to expand. It's better you get rid of them. That is my advice. We should get ourselves prepared. We don't we don't catch them and hand over them to the military or to the police. Waste these people no time again. And let those people who see themselves as a threat going to their farms be at the safer side. I'm here in Europe. There are farms around here. Do you imagine me coming to Europe? I'll go to somebody's farm and go and a white man farm. I'll go and tell the man, "See, look, if you don't give me money, you will not do farm here." Before you know it, helicopter police, their vehicles, they will get me arrested.
Yeah.
So yes, imagine. So you don't. This is the time for us to we should use ourselves. Can you try that in Ghana? Can they do this fucking thing they are doing in Nigeria and Ghana? Can they do it in Liberia? Can they do it in Sierra Leone? Where you find this kind of fucking mess? It's only in Nigeria. Why is Niger driving them out? Why is Mali pursuing them out? Why is Nigeria keeping them? That shows that the military are corrupt. They are also part of it. So what we do, my advice for each and every one of us is to get ourselves AK-47 and get ourselves any equipment you know that is sophisticated. Use it to defend your land. That is the truth. That is
anyway. According to Femi Falana, senior advocate of Nigeria, he said that what the law allows us to do is that if someone come to kill you with AK-47, that you have a right to take AK-47 against him. If someone come to kill you with stick, you have right to take stick and kill him. That any weapon someone brings to you, you have right to defend yourself with the equivalent weapon because you have a right to live.
But if you want to do that, the police will come and arrest you. Why are you killing them? But they are there with guns. I've been to see it many times.
Anyway, thank you so much, sir. Let us switch to Mr. Ben. Mr. Ben. Where are you joining us from?
I'm joining you guys from Imo State, Nigeria.
From Imo State, Nigeria. Thanks for joining us. How is Imo State?
We are fine here. We are fine.
There is something I don't understand about Imo State, sir.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends in Imo State. At the mention of Imo State, it sends message of insecurity to people. But whereas people are seen in Imo State doing business, jubilating, living their life normally, what is going on?
Yeah, let me tell you, like my wife that I married, and before we got married, she stayed at North. So when she was there and I was here in Imo State, I always hear of Boko Haram killing people, doing that. So much afraid. I also thought that, what are you still doing in the North? Come down here. He said, no, where I'm living, there's nothing like that. So that we are just, that's where I am. Just if when you're talking of insecurity, I'm just here to you. We don't experience it.
There is noise on your background. It's disturbing us.
Okay, fine. Let me off it.
All right. So we can hear you. Can be talking while going.
Oh, okay, I've done that. So in the area I am, so there's nothing like insecurity. We only hear it in our ears. So that is it. Then I want to advise Nigeria, because when you hear the army chief telling us that 2 million army cannot protect us, my brother, when the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was contesting, he said that he will recruit 50 million Nigerians and to give us protection and to give us security. Let me tell us, Africa as a whole, if you like.
Oh my goodness.
Can you hear me?
Let me. Okay, I muted someone. Maybe it's the reason why the noise was there on the background. Wait.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Continue, sir.
Okay, so when Ahmed Tinubu was contesting on his campaign promise, he said that he will recruit 50 million Nigerians and in the army to give us security. My brother, many of our people that stay abroad, they have seen how things work there. It is not buying guns. It is not giving 100 million people gun or recruiting them in the army. If there is no social justice, if the people who are the people that is agitating, you don't call them and know why are they agitating. These people killing people, these people carrying gun. Why is it that they are carrying gun? But you want to return fire to fire. It will not work. We will seek moving from pillar to post until we come to realize and ask ourselves, what do we want? Do we really want to stay together as Nigeria, or until we decide to free ourselves from this bondage of indivisible? We cannot make any progress. Let us come together and ask ourselves, if you like I've said before, buy millions of guns and share to every Nigerian, and there is no social justice and there is no justice, my brother, we can never make any progress. Like this one we are saying, everybody should buy gun to protect himself. Yes, it's good, but that is not the answer. The answer, until we have this social justice, where people can come together at the round table and talk. See, this is my problem. Me and you, we are sharing a house. Then this one say close the door. This one say leave the door open because I'm feeling cold. The other one say I'm feeling heat. What do? You go and come together. My guy, see, this thing cannot work. Oh. Because of this, let's share this room into two. And create your own door this side. You that love to open your door open, leave the door open. I don't like leaving my door open because of one thing or the other. But instead of you to do that, you are telling people it's by fire by force. Those people causing Boko Haram insecurity in the north, have you asked them what is the problem? Why are you bringing insecurity? No, but you want to use power as a federal government, as Nigeria government. My brother, it will not work until all of us come together, including everybody should come together. Let us know what is the problem. Why are you bringing gun? What is because of your sadness? What makes you annoyed? Why are you so annoyed with the system that you are trying to bring it down? Without that, we can never make any progress. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, my brother. Let me ask you some questions, Michael Green. You hear what Mr. Ben said, which is a little bit contrary to your assertion. What do you have to say about that? No, unmute yourself. You are mute.
It's true. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Now, Mr. Ben is pushing to, no, Mr. Ben is like trying to make peace. Like I repeat, there's time for everything. A country where you bring three individuals that are not of the same culture, not the same, and put them together and call them one name, there is a brick chaos.
Okay.
If you look at the way Ghana is not Nigeria that have different culture, different national ethnic. Ghana is different. Now, in the case of Nigeria, you see the Biafra, what they call it, secessionist Nnamdi Kanu. You can see the way he's moving. He said that this country will not work. Formerly, when the agitation started, were they going with weapons? They weren't going with weapons.
Did he not call and they should reason together? Did they listen to him? Nigeria is not a nation where they are ready to, where they are ready to listen to anybody. When they were telling them about the cost price of fuel, did they bring it down? When they tried to add up to the salaries of the Labour Congress, when the Labour Congress protest, what happened next? So you get to understand the people you are dealing with. This government, they have block brain. They will not listen to you. They are not going to listen, Mr. Bear. This is not a time to call them, let's reason together. You are feeling hot, I'm feeling cold. It's a lie. Imagine them buying an expensive car. People are hungry. Imagine them selling a helicopter. Insecurity is there. So what kind of people do you want to reason with? Who do you want to reason with? After this prophet, Nnamdi have said many things and everything he said has all come to be fulfilled. You are looking for who you want to reason with. The best thing is to divide the country. If I want to, so let me finalize. Let them divide the country. So as you said, the one that is feeling cool, the one who feel that he wants to put his Islam on other people for them to become Islam, which is not possible, should be at his own northern part and be doing his own there. The Yoruba will go, the Igbos will go, then everybody will manage themselves. Like that, there will be peace. Because the problem of this country is bringing three people and putting them together that they are not called Nigeria by this white man. That is the problem. So if everybody will go on his own separate way with peace, I think that will solve a lot of problems. It will make peace to reign. Then everybody will manage their own resource. That is the only way out. Or worse, if they don't want it that way, being the government don't listen to people, according to what I understood, the government, what they listen to is arm. If the people can rough handle them the way these Kenya citizens, youth, handle them, they will come down now. If they can do it the way Liberian youth do it, they will come down. That is the truth about Nigerian government. What scared them is people. It's only Samuel. That is the way Samuel by shaking them. It's only the language of weapon they understand.
All right. All right. Let's give the space to Mama H.O. for another 5 minutes for her to respond to what you and Mr. Ben said.
The truth is, they didn't bring us from here. The only thing is the name was changed. We were all living as a region. So it is not that they went to one place, bring you. They went to the other place, bring you. No. We were already living together. They only banded us together with a name called Nigeria. So this ideology that we spread that, they bring us here, no. We were living in regions and they gave us a name called Nigeria.
That is what I'm saying.
So let's pass out the right information to the younger generation.
All right.
We were living as a region. They bind us together and call us Nigeria. That is the story, and that is the history. Then, all right. You see, I have issue with the so-called three major tribe of Nigeria, the Wazobia. Because when you guys talk, you don't understand that those of us who come minority, they are also going through the same thing. You don't know that. So from every education, three of you took us and dumped in the dustbin. And you only raise up your head because to you, it is only you people that are in Nigeria, it is only you people that are suffering. What about us that you call minority? Are we enjoying it? Are we?
That's what I'm saying.
So you know what? Maybe the best is for those three of you, Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, leave us alone.
That is the only solution now. Let everybody stay their lane.
You people feel you are the only one suffering. You are the only one marginalized. You are the only one oppressed. You don't consider us.
Everybody's been oppressed as far as I'm concerned. But the only solution is everybody should stay in their lane now, because the nation is not working.
Mike, I was given 5 minutes. You should allow me to land.
Mommy, I'm listening to you. Mommy, I'm listening to you. Everything you said, everybody's been oppressed.
Let me be done now.
Wait, let her finish first.
Yeah, Mommy, continue. I'm listening to you.
So let us be fair here. If no one will speak for the so-called minority, I will speak, because I belong to the people you put in the box of minority. But as far as I'm concerned, I am not minority. Because when we were all formed in our mother's womb, when we were binded together as Nigeria, when we were all living as freedom, nobody calls us minority. So why should you people define us as minority? But you know what? I put that story of minority aside because I have a battle to fight. That is why I look around. When I look around and I knew that there are people in the north that are suffering, just like the people in the south, just like people in the east, just like people in the west, just like the people from my place. And I concluded that there are only 2 tribes in Nigeria. The tribe of the oppressed and the tribe of the oppressors. Where do you belong to? Because now that Chief Tinubu, my senior boyfriend, when he came into power, he promised us 2 things. And he's doing it. And we didn't pay attention when he was making those promises. He said he will start from where Buhari stopped. Is he not giving up Buhari promise now? He said he will reduce the purchasing power. Has he not done that? So we are not paying attention to the things we should pay attention to. We are not paying attention to the battle we should fight. We are not paying attention to the fact that all of us that belong to the oppressed group in Nigeria, home and abroad, we are all suffering. You think that those of us who are abroad, we are enjoying? No. Because every blessed day, your phone will have plenty text messages, your phone will have plenty calls. Even this day in Facebook, once you accept any person as a friend, whether they know you or not, they will also reach out to you. Do you think we are happy that our brothers and sisters will travel from diaspora to Nigeria and they will be kidnapped and they will be killed? We are all suffering it. But it is high time we come together like a bunch of broom. It is only when we come together as a bunch of broom, work together, we can sweep these wicked people out. But I promise Nigeria, I promise my children, come 2027, if there is an election from councillor to presidency, my children will take over. You know why? Because I know my children are smart, they are intelligent. It is an environment that has not been given to them. That is why they are doing what they are doing. For that environment, I have made up my mind to put it on the table for them. And to be sincere, you men, you fed us. All Nigerian men, you fed us. Because you allowed this to prolong. God gave us to you as your wife. God gave us to you as your children. God gave us to you as your daughters. And you claim to be the head of the home. What did you do? You supported these wicked people to loot us. And this corruption strives so much that it has destroyed. Is it not the root cause? Man, you are involved. So, sometimes when I look at the whole thing, I'm so angry with you people, man. Because you're supposed to be the head. You are supposed to protect us. But no. You refuse to protect us. You were partaker of this evil and wickedness. When they were stealing and looting our money out of the country, who did it? Man. Who received it over here? Man. So it is high time you men of Nigeria, you have to sit up and bind yourself together. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, man. I'm having a lot of calls and a lot of people wants to contribute, but we're already out of time. Today is my birthday. People are not even wishing me happy birthday.
Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, my brother. Don't mind us.
The situation is so horrendous that
I am telling you, everywhere is boiling. Everywhere is boiling.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday
to you, Uncle Cha. Happy birthday.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate.
Wishing you God blessing, more life, more years to celebrate.
Maybe if you have 1 or 2 or 3 minutes, let me just quickly tell us that there are those that are still waiting to go on a round table talking about Nigeria. I don't know whether there is one thing that tied you people together with Nigeria. Nigeria is over. Nigeria is done for. Nigeria is finished.
I keep saying the same thing like you are saying, but they don't want to listen. They still believe.
Wait. And I'm going to speak first.
Yeah. Nigeria is finished. Nigeria is done for. Those that have sat on round table have told you that there is no way forward. People that have been sitting on round table, Omoye Showore, Deji, Adeyanju, these are people that have been sitting on tables, have conducted elections. They have come to the crossroads, and now they tell you that Nigeria is finished. So, and then when we say we will rise up together, everybody will rise up. We have already done the needful. You don't need to be waiting for people to rise up. We have already risen. You understand? And we are doing the needful. For example, in Biafra land now, nobody will come to Biafra land and say they want to drag Nigeria. Even in the Senate, they are discussing Biafra. You understand? They are discussing, they are discussing.
You can mute your phone. You can mute your phone, please.
You can mute them from that angle.
All right.
So Nigeria is no-go area. And forget about round table. There are people that have sat on round table. The Jadonju told you that while they were meeting, that there were conferences upon conferences going on. And out of all these conferences, nothing will ever come out. So that is why you see him telling you that Nigeria is F-U-C-K. That Nigeria, there's no way it can be retrieved. So what I told you that there's no way going forward with the election. It is revolution, and that's the only way. That's why when you remember Nnamdi Kanu, when the youth rose up in NSAS, Nnamdi Kanu stood for them. Why did he stand for them? Because he believed that hopefully they will be serious this time to end this thing called Nigeria. But he told them if you can sustain it for 7 days, then you will know that you have achieved something. They could only sustain it for only 2 days and it was over. You understand? By the way, those that have seen and they have told you. And then we have a chariot that is moving. Hop into that chariot, and then you will get to your safety. Thank you very much, Mazi Okocha. I wish you happy birthday once again. You're a fantastic man. So great. You are doing wonderfully well, and your analysis are top notch, and I really appreciate that. But there's one thing I want to beg you: be very careful when you are saying somebody, a Nigerian politician, is not corrupt. Be very careful when you are saying that. You might see it from your own hand tomorrow. what you said will come and start haunting you. Somebody will bring your video and tell you, are you not the one that said that this man is not corrupt? And then you begin to drag for yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying? So be very, very careful. Thank you very much, my brother. I love you. And I'm going to leave you from here. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, but
Thank you so
I'm still
much.
back camera in case if there's any question for me, I'm ready to answer. So
all right. The program will even end now so that I can go and have time with family. You know, today is my birthday, but we will still continue from the midnight program at 12 a.m. Nigerian time. So, Mama H.O., Mr. Michael Green, Mr. Ben, I really appreciate everyone who joined this afternoon. Everyone wants a solution to a rotten system. I believe we are going to see the solution. I really appreciate everyone.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. All right. Let's call it a day. Pardon?
Send the phone number you said you will send to me.
All right. I will. Thank you so much, ma.
And send my
cake,
my chicken laugh that you are eating for your birthday.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
All right.
Okay.
Many of us from the north are famed for cattle keeping. And when you are driving the cattle through different grazing grounds, the cattle believe that you love them so much because you protect them from the elements, because you protect them from other wild animals. But if the cattle were to know that you are the one who would end up eating them, they would treat you very differently. Invariably, they do not know. And therefore, you will continue controlling them the way you do, and you will continue eating them the way you do. But it's a totally different case when you are leading human beings. They are not like cattle. You may lead them in a particular direction. You may think that you have lulled them into a false sense of security. You may think that you have deadened their minds. But always remember that one day, if you don't do that which is good and right for your fellow men, there is a day of reckoning. There is a day of reckoning, and history has demonstrated that it can come in the twinkling of an eye. History has demonstrated that kings have been toppled. History has demonstrated that presidents have been removed. History has demonstrated that great men have been cut down. History has demonstrated that men can rise when they are misled. History has demonstrated that men are indeed capable of rising up. You know, I always read these words of the American Declaration of Independence because I